If you have an upcoming computer science or ICT exam covering advanced word processors, you're staring at a textbook full of menus and technical definitions. Let's cut through the fluff. We are going to map the Microsoft Word ribbon tabs directly to the exact concepts your textbook tests you on. Specifically, we'll focus on the high-yield exam traps, the precise terminology and shortcuts where most students accidentally lose points. By the end of this review, you'll know exactly where to click for the practical section and exactly what terms to circle for the multiple choice questions. We'll start with the Home tab, which is your primary hub for text editing. Looking at the top left of the screen, inside the clipboard group, you'll find the Format Painter button. Remember this distinction for your test. The Format Painter copies formatting, like font size and color. It does not copy the actual text. Double-clicking the Format Painter icon lets you apply that same formatting to multiple blocks of text without reselecting it. Next, look at the Font group to distinguish between Subscript and Superscript. This example shows the chemical formula for water. The number 2 is placed slightly below the normal text line, which is exactly what the Subscript tool does. Contrast that with Superscript, shown here raising the number 2 to the power of 2. Superscript places text slightly above the normal line, which is what you use for powers or exponents in math. Wrapping up the Home tab, let's look at the Editing group. When you need to locate specific words, the Find tool opens this navigation pane on the left. Write down these two keyboard shortcuts. Ctrl+F opens Find, and Ctrl+H opens Replace. Keep this rule in mind. If a test question asks you how to alter the appearance of specific words or search for text within the document, the answer is almost always located in the Home tab. Moving over to the Layout tab, let's look at page level structure. This menu shows margins, which are the blank spaces around the physical edges of the paper: top, bottom, left, and right. Right next to that is page orientation. As this diagram shows, Portrait means the page is taller than it is wide, while Landscape means the page is wider than it is tall. Moving down to paragraph formatting, we need to talk about indentation. Exam writers love to test you on a specific setting found under this special drop-down menu, the hanging indent. Here is how a hanging indent works mechanically. The very first line of your paragraph stays locked at the left margin, but all subsequent lines below it are pushed inward or indented. Also in the Layout tab is the Columns feature. You select this when a prompt asks you to format text to look like a newspaper or magazine, splitting the document into 2 or more vertical sections. So if the Home tab is for words, the Layout tab dictates the physical boundaries and the reading flow of the entire page. Now pay close attention, because this is the most common pitfall on the entire exam, confusing a line break with a page break. Looking at this text document, a line break forces the text to the next line without starting a new paragraph. The keyboard shortcut for this is Shift+Enter. Contrast that directly with a page break. By pressing Ctrl+Enter, you force all subsequent text to jump down and start at the very top of a new page. Memorizing the distinct functions of Shift+Enter versus Ctrl+Enter is guaranteed to win you easy points on the multiple choice section. Let's direct our attention to the Insert tab, specifically the header and footer group. You use these menus to add text that repeats at the top or bottom of every single page. A quick exam shortcut, you don't even need the ribbon to access these. Just double-click the top or bottom margin of your document, and the header or footer editing area will automatically open. Shapes and pictures also live in the Insert tab. When you insert a shape, you can type directly inside it by right-clicking the shape and selecting Add Text. Finally, we move to the Design tab to manage aesthetic boundaries. This Borders and Shading dialog box allows you to apply a border to your entire page. Notice you have to define the setting, style, color, and width. The menu also includes an option for artistic borders, which you'll typically use when a prompt asks for a decorative element rather than a standard line. To keep these straight, if you are adding an object into the page, use Insert. If you are changing the entire canvas appearance of the page, use Design. You've just completed a full chapter review of advanced word processing in under 6 minutes. Let's lock this in with a rapid-fire quiz. Ctrl+F is Find. Ctrl+H is Replace. Ctrl+Enter is Page Break. Shift+Enter is Line Break. Here is your ultimate visual cheat sheet. It categorizes every tool we covered under its exact ribbon tab, alongside a master list of keyboard shortcuts. Screenshot this table right now so you can review it on your phone outside the testing room. Good luck on your exam.